For some context, my MIL mother-in-law is the typical stereotype MIL. She's lived a very comfortable life where she never needed to learn basic life skills like cooking/cleaning until she got married. Her husband does pretty much everything. He cooks every meal aside from breakfast as well as doing the dishes. He does all the driving and is her personal chauffeur, takes care of all finances, etc. Her only responsibilities in her entire life are cleaning the house and working at her office job. They had nannies helping with childcare until her MIL took over until my husband reached middle school age. He's an only child. The reason for that background is because, in contrast, I'm the opposite. I grew up fast and had to learn how to be an adult to take care of myself and help the family. I was kicked out at 17 shortly after high school graduation and have been on my own since. At the time that I met her, I was just starting my nursing career. I also have a work history of teaching Spanish, working in the trades as a nail technician to fund myself through school, and have always had side hustles with tutoring and selling my art. My MIL doesn't know about my past, as she rarely gives enough attention to others before she starts rambling and boasting about herself, but it's pretty obvious that I've been independent since I met my husband in my 30s and not at a young age. She is constantly giving advice, but since she has zero experience taking care of herself independently, she infantilizes us and tells us how to properly pee-pee and poo-poo in great detail at the dinner table, for example. It's infuriating and wildly uncomfortable to socialize with her, as she seems to have almost zero self-awareness and lacks social grace. Her husband treats her like a child and is constantly micromanaging her behavior and redirecting her when she gets too inappropriate. Although on the surface, he seems to be the more reasonable one, I don't care for his choice to enable her dependency. I believe that's a big reason why she is the way she is. Anyway, back in 2018, we had our first big blowout when I finally stood up for myself and asked her to keep her comments/opinions about my housekeeping to herself. She blew up, got in my face pointing her finger inches from it, and started yelling and scolding me like I'm some child. She pulled out all the dirty tactics and started insulting my character, threw back all the gifts in my face, gifts that I had no interest in, but she would not stop pushing, so I would accept them out of politeness, etc. I managed to stay calm and was just kind of chuckling while attempting to de-escalate. My husband was also matching my energy and joking while trying to tell her to stop. Of course, she would deny yelling or being angry and accuse me of being angry and yelling, then proceed to shame me for being such a nasty girl, haha. When she couldn't get to me, she went for the low blow and said that I must be so nasty because my father is a drug addict and abandoned me when I was a baby. Something that I obviously regret confiding in her. That was it for me, and I left with my husband after that. Before I left, I felt bad and went to try and squash it and apologized for how the night turned out. She had the hugest smirk on her face and said that her husband told her that her comment about my father was out of line, so she apologized for that, but no acknowledgement of anything else. That really rubbed me the wrong way. After this blowout, I attempted to email them both a letter to express how hurt I was because I was never able to get a word in edgewise. My 4-page letter was dismissed with, "What's in the past is in the past. Let bygones be bygones." I responded that it was dismissive and insulting, and my file stepped in and shut the email chain down with "message received." I should have stayed away after this incident, but instead, I took a break from them for 3 months and started attending family events again once the holidays rolled around. I was advised by my FIL to let everything go in one ear and out the other as to how to manage my mill. She and I didn't have another blowout, but she was now consistently openly hostile and reactive. I did my best to just ignore, but that's not easy when she is constantly trying to antagonize and bait me into an argument or pull random power plays. It's exhausting. Then COVID happened, and emails were her only form of communication to me. I decided to drop the rope when I saw an email from her to my husband telling him he needs to learn how to cook and dance to be a good husband, because that's what women in the dating field are looking for in a husband. My husband didn't see this email because he reroutes her emails to a spam folder. I occasionally check it to make sure we aren't missing anything urgent. I told him about it, and he feels it has too much plausible deniability to confront her. She's not the sharpest tool, I get it, but I feel this is how she is enabled because everything is chalked off to she just doesn't know how she's coming off. My husband needed a lot of work to be able to get on the same page as me since he's so used to just rug sweeping like his father. We had couples therapy and have come a long way but still need a lot of work. We have attended a couple of family events, and he has tried to stay alert to her behaviors and tries to keep her away from me. The problem is that I only attend big events, like weddings or bigger family get-togethers when family from out of town is visiting. She has been better as well at these events and tries to ignore me and no longer actively attempt to engage me into conversation or interrogate me. This is why I'm struggling with my decision. There is a family get-together coming up with his aunt and uncle that lives locally, and I don't plan on attending. I don't feel like there's enough people to buffer my MIL, and my husband's aunt has shown to be a shit-stirrer and will agree with her whenever she attempts to criticize or antagonize me. So, AITA for not attending within these circumstances, even though she has been pretty much leaving me alone? I feel so guilty because I come from a culture where saving face is important. I don't feel comfortable around her because she's so unhinged. Even though she mostly ignores me now, which I'm grateful for, it's only a matter of time before she blows again. I had an abusive childhood and have been diagnosed with CPTSD, and her blow-up took away years of my hard work as I regressed. My husband supports me in not attending since he's not close to his family anyway, but I still feel like an AH since she is at least trying by ignoring me. I just hate the rug sweeping and having to pretend like everything is all hunky-dory. I'm naturally a happy and bubbly person, and I feel like I can't be myself with my in-laws and need to become a shell of myself and be on constant guard. I can't stand how my husband is either. When he's around them, he turns into a robot and dissociates. So Reddit, AITAH for not attending family gatherings? I've been in therapy for over a decade,